Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this, I don't know, sunset mermaid fish vibe look. I don't know what to call this because like this part's making me think sunset, this part's making me think tropical fish. But I'm using the Beauty Bay Sunset Horizon palette. This is stunning. I think it's like £15 for this. Definitely worth it. Let's jump in. Okay, so I've primed my eye and the surrounding area with my plouise base number 2. I always do that, so that is like my first step before I even start filming. I'm going in with this little flat brush. I'm not actually sure what this is. I think it's a Sigma brush, but I have absolutely no idea. It's just a little flat but fluffy brush, and I'm going into the black shade in the palette. Now, as you can see, I did start and then I realised I wasn't filming, so please ignore that bit. So I'm gonna start off by creating a line from the lower lash line and the outer corner straight out pretty much. There's a slight angle but nothing crazy. Then I'm going to take this up and through the lid, the crease. Okay, so now it is through my crease. When I look ahead, you can still see all the black. It is not like hidden by my lid at all. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go in with Flamingo, which is the bright pink just here, and I'm going to take this directly on top of the black because I don't actually want it to be black, I just want it to be really dark. So I'm going in with the pink directly on top. Okay, so you can see that there is that hue of pink, but it's not pink and it is not just like plain black. There is that depth of colour. Now, don't be too bothered by any fallout. We'll clean that up later. I'm going in with this Morphe M456. It is a flat fluffy brush. It is just a bit bigger than the brush before. And I'm taking Sorbet, which is the darker orange in this palette, and I'm going to go 50% on, 50% off this entire shape. From here, I'm going in with an M433, again, a flatter, fluffy brush. You can see it is wider than it is thick. Slightly bigger than the previous brush. And I'm going in with Reef, which is the lighter orange. And again, 50% on, 50% off. Slowly building up my colour each time. I'm just tapping in a couple of times each time, tapping off the excess and then going in to build up that shade, these shades rather. Okay, next I'm going in with an Jessup 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush. Again, just a fluffy brush, and I'm going in with Zest, which is the very bright yellow. And I'm going to go on the outer edge of this entire shape. And you can see that that blend is starting to come, but it's not there just yet. We are going to get there. We're going to build this up in the next round. We're going to get it all blended and beautiful. But this first pass of colours is just to get that roadmap. It's the roadmap to success. If you don't get like your roadmap out and ready, you're going to get lost. And it's just not going to have that overall look that you want if you can't plan it out ahead. And this is the planning out stage. If you're going on a long journey, you're going to get the GPS or a map out, plot your route, that is what this is, and by the end of it you're there, no stress, no hassle, hopefully, and you're happy, you've got to where you want. And that is how I look at doing these kind of makeup looks. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the beginning with the black, re-intensify all my colours, do exactly what I've just done. This is going to not only intensify my colours, but it's going to help that blend really just be buttery smooth and perfect. Okay, now I've gone through my second blend, I'm going to take another fluffy brush, any one you want, and I'm just going to go in windshield wiper motions just for a second, just to make sure that everything is blended. I've not got any extra product on this. This is just data from doing my other eye. No extra product. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards. Because you're going in from black to yellow, there is a massive difference between the two colours, and it can be a little bit of a struggle if you don't get the blends between each individual shade bang on to look seamless and buttery. It can look like blocky, which is not what you want. Now I've gone in like that, I'm going to take that brush with the yellow, the Jessup brush, and I'm going to go in with, what is this called? Moonlit, which is it's a more mustardy yellow compared to the bright yellow that we've got. And I'm just going to flick it on the outer area, just kind of like from the arch of my brow out, and then back to the yellow just to like go between the two. I'm not putting it on this side, just from like the arch of my brow out, just really lightly. Okay, so you can see I've got a lot of fallout down here. I'm not going to bother with that just yet. We're going to cut our crease. Now what I'm using is the plouise Fresh Ink in Re-White. If you don't have this, use a concealer, remove it and then reapply the concealer to get the most crisp base to put your shimmers on. I have this, it's really thick, it does go a little bit muddy, but it's still light enough for me to put my shimmers on without having to remove it first. Concealer won't be able to do that. So where's my brush? I'm using the brush that came out with it. This is one of the plouise 7072, I believe. Yep, 7072 brushes. This is the one that came with it, and I'm going to cut my crease. So I've cut my crease. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more Re-White just over the top, just to lighten it up a little bit. It has picked up a little bit of that black, a bit of that pink, nothing too major. And this is why I say if you're using a concealer to remove, like do it once, oh right on the end of my nose, do it once, then remove it and then reapply your concealer. Okay, so you should have it looking like this. This is a half cut crease. I'm not a fan of full cut creases, so I rarely use them. I'm using this little flat brush. This one is from the Beauty Bay Iconic set. I'm just trying to keep this eye closed. I'm using the gold first. This is gonna go on the front third, or like the front half of this cut crease. Okay, and then I'm gonna literally just flip the brush over, use the other side, and I'm gonna use the shade, what is this? Oasis, this beautiful blue. First off, I'm just gonna cover the remaining part of this cut crease and take it to to about here. I'm slightly going to go over this area that I've not covered, just because that's going to bring a little bit of depth to the area. So I'm just going to cover this area with a blue. I'm not focusing on blending the blue and the yellow just yet. I just want to get the blue on there. Okay, so blue is on there. Now with my brush, I'm literally, Olive, grab it. So I'm going to take the blue side of my brush, tap into the blue side, flip it over, go into the gold side. You can see I didn't pick up a lot of product. And then what I'm going to do is right on that line that you can see between the blue and the gold, I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to tap on over, and I'm just going to keep flipping my brush from the blue side to the gold side, back to the blue side. And I'm just going to tap on over. Right, now I've got that pretty nicely blended. I'm just going to go back in with my blue because there is a lot of gold and it's kind of slightly overtaken my blue. I'm just going to tap on over where my blue was originally. That's going to bring that blue back and it's not going to disturb the blend. I don't have to be too neat with the blended area because it's just one extra layer that we're going in with the blue and the gold already being in layers over the top. It's just one extra layer. Okay, so you should end up something like this. I'm going to go in a little bit more in a little bit, but I want to focus on this outer edge for now. This is a Morphe M506. It's just a little fluffy bullet brush, and I'm going in with Twilight, this really deep dark purple. You can see compared to the black, it is very close to being black. I'm going to pop this on the outer corner where that black is, and I'm going to tap it in there. See that, right? And then I'm going to flick it into my blue. This is going to make that blend so much better. And then we're going to go back in with the blue and the gold, re-intensify those, and it's going to be beautiful. So I'm just flicking from the outer corner into the blue. Barely any product at all. I'm just using the very tip of my brush just to flick from the outer corner inwards. You see how that's affected like everything? It's just made it like come in, made the blue and the gold stand out more, and it's beautiful. I've just wiped off that same brush that I used for the shimmers just because it can get a bit grubby. I'm just going to go in with the blue again, and I'm just going to go back over and re-intensify that. The gold's pretty good, but it does get lost a little bit in all the blending. So I'm just going to go back over, and I'm going over that purple. And I do feel like makeup in general is all about the layers. And definitely eyeshadow, like the layers are what makes makeup great. Like you can be good at makeup or you can be great at makeup, and I feel like if you can get into creating layers, that is when you start to get great at makeup. Now this ain't me being like I'm the best. It's not at all. Like, I know that I'm not the best, but I know I'm good. Like, I'm really good. That's not me being big-headed. That is me knowing my worth and knowing what my abilities are, and that my training and my work and my dedication to my craft has got me there. Now, if you want to take offence to me being like, yeah, I'm good at makeup, go right ahead. But just have a look inwards and like really think about why you're taking offense to someone else being confident in what they can do. I'm gonna go back in with that purple and I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. I'm just gonna flick up into that blue, just like when we did like the yellows and the oranges. You went in once and then you go in again. It's exactly what we're doing on the lid. We went in once, we got our roadmap down, and now we're going in again. We're just making sure. Okay, so that is looking good except for down here. So I'm taking micellar water and a cotton bud. This is not new, like this is not revolutionary, this is not a new technique by any chance. I'm going to take it and then I'm going to roll it on my hand. I've said this probably every video now. The reason I do this is so that any excess micellar water in the cotton bud can come out on my hand. It can spread throughout the cotton, so it's an even distribution. And then when I put it down on my skin, it's not going to squelch out, go in areas that I don't want it to, and ruin all that hard work that we put into it. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to clean up this mess down here. So I'm taking it from my outer corner and I'm just going to sweep it all the way back. I have had gold and blue shimmer all underneath my eyes, which is fine. Are they even? No. Okay, quick tip. If you're not sure if your makeup's even, you can take a finger, line it up here, take a finger here, and it's easier to see if it's even or not because you know your hands better than like your eyes, if that makes sense. I think that makes sense. I'm gonna go and do a really quick base. I really don't like doing like a full face on camera. It takes so long and makes my videos like 3 hours long. So I'm gonna do a really quick base. I might speed it up. We'll see. If I have, you'll see it.
One eternity later.
Okay, lashes are on. I'm gonna do lips and I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do the plouise lip base in Bad Intentions. If you want to see a full swatch review, everything on these, I do have that up already. Okay, I love these lips. These they're £10 each, or you can get the full set, which I got for £80. Absolute bargain. Lower lash line, what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna, oh, I could have used those on my cheeks. Right, well that's too late now, but I will do that eventually. Okay, I'm gonna take a Morphe Jeffree Star JS13, just a tiny little bullet brush. I'm gonna take that really dark purple that we put on this outer corner. I'm gonna take that. I haven't even done my other eye, so I haven't even planned this out yet, so we will see how this goes. I'm gonna take this on my lower lashes to about, what's that, like a third? Yeah, about a third of the way across. And then I'm going to take that same brush with Flamingo, that bright pink, and I'm going to take that on the very middle. And then I'm going to take that same brush with, so I just used this and then this, and then I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to take that on the rest of my lash line. Slightly bigger brush. This one is a Morphe M456, and I'm going to take the bright yellow and I'm going to run this all the way underneath all of that. Then I'm going to take the hibiscus shade right here, same brush. We're going to go on the outer corner and join the lower lash line and the winged out shape just a bit. I want it quite smoky, but not like super, like, you know. And I'm gonna bring it all the way to the very end of the wing. It's kind of like bring it really out. Can you see that? And then I'm gonna take the shade next to it called Bikini. Hammer Violet shade, and I'm just gonna pop that right below. Yeah. And then what am I gonna do for the inner corner? Because there really isn't something in here for the inner corner. They're all too dark, so I'm gonna take the highlight that I've got on my face, which is Beauty Bay Glaze, on another JS13, and I'm just gonna pop that on the inner corner, and that's just gonna bring some like uniformity to everything. I think what I want to do is I want to add a little bit more lightness to my lips, so I'm gonna take Semi Nude and just pop this just on the inside. Okay then, I do just want to say really quickly, my next two videos are not really that, well, the second video is makeupy, the next one is not that makeupy. I struggled a little bit with my depression, and my way of feeling better once I'd come out of that was to have a full glow up, and I turned that into a 2-part series, a glow up series. So the first part is more like self-pampering and like dyeing my hair and that sort of stuff, and then the video after that is makeup. I understand that if that is not your kind of thing, but I thought it was kind of important to show a different side of me in those videos, like a little bit more me not teaching you how to do makeup or like doing a tutorial, but me just like being me, getting out of a funk, and you get to see a different side of me, if that makes sense. I would appreciate if you watch it, if you've got any feedback or anything. That would mean a lot, because obviously I wasn't in the best mind frame just before all that, so I wasn't in in the best of moods, but I definitely felt better towards the end of it. And yeah, I was supposed to upload it last week, but I kind of bottled it just a little bit. Yeah, I bottled it so I didn't upload it. So I've scheduled it to go up Wednesday and Friday. So if you want to be nice, please, because I know it's different to like what I usually post. It's not the first video, there's no makeup in it at all. The second video is my makeup part of that. But yeah, I think that's everything I had to say about that. This is the finished look. What do you think? I love this look. I love how sharp, just like whoosh, that got like whoosh. Yeah, that is everything. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit the thumbs up, comment and like and subscribe, please. And if you have got this far, please leave a laughing face emoji down below just to tell me that you got this far. Also, if you'd like to become a Patreon, or what I like to call a coffee bean, there is a link in the description box down below. It is not something that's mandatory. You can cancel at any time. There's not like a limit or anything like that. So yeah, if you would like to do that, that would really help me out, and that helps me keep the channel going a little bit. And I'm actually kind of saving that money to buy myself a camera so I don't have to film on my phone. Thank you so much, and I will Oh, I will see you on the next one. Bye.